plans for the day. Number one was to fly the drone, and I envisioned these massive, sweeping, twisting vistas that would make me look like some sort of frontier bicycle pioneer with action sequences, and I mean real action sequences of me as the starring central figure in this film. Did I mention the sweeping vistas? Yeah. An action sequence is like, oh my God, how is he doing that? I mean, I didn't know people could even ride terrain like that. That was what my primary goal was. But in reality, the day started out and ended pretty much just about like this. But don't you worry about me. I did actually get some riding in, and I was even able to fix the drone. And oh, by the way, it flies just fine with a broken propeller. And riding I did. I was able actually to connect a 75 to 80 mile loop that I've been trying to connect for a long time. And I kept getting routed into private property and no trespassing signs. But on this day, this beautiful, glorious day, I was able to finally connect this route, which is going to be grand. But just when everything seemed so right, everything went oh so wrong. And this is one of the morals of today's little film. I thought I was prepared. I was what many people would call in the middle of nowhere. When I started to feel a little squishy on the front end, which as we all know is better than feeling a little squishy on the back end, but I proceeded to get 5 punctures. I tried 2 tubes, nothing worked, patches wouldn't stick, and then finally my pump broke, which means I had no way of inflating my tires. Yes, it was that bad. Okay, it was that bad, but the first thing I did was what any sensible person would do. I cried. Then I tried to blame someone else. The problem is there was no one around, but I realized, you know what? I'm kind of pseudo-psycho prepared for this day. I had extra tubes. I had patch kits. I had extra food, extra water, but what I didn't have was a CO2 cartridge with an adapter, so I should have. But I realized it's going to be fine. I will make it. I'm only 10 miles from my vehicle, and what I decided to do was ride that 10 miles on a completely and utterly flat tire. This was the first time in my life I've ever had to do this. And if you're wondering about what this is like, it's kind of like this. Yeah, that's what I did for approximately 10 miles. Go ahead, take it in, have a listen, have a look. It was glorious. And riding this slow gave me a chance to think back of the good moments I had this day and also think about a few other things.
My father thought he was Burt Reynolds. I don't mean the 70s Burt Reynolds from Gator. I mean the 80s Burt Reynolds. There was a little bit of Smokey and the Bandit, but it was primarily Sharky's Machine Burt Reynolds. In fact, in a bout of masterful parenting, my father actually took me to see Sharky's Machine when I was in elementary school. All I wanted to do was play video games in the lobby, and suddenly I was watching Henry Silva with a sucking chest wound get blown out of a skyscraper window. It kind of screwed me up. But my point is, the men in the Milner family, not all, but some, have a little bit of machismo in them. And my father had that for sure. He had the Burt Reynolds mustache, he had the flared pants. If any attractive woman walked by, he would suck in his gut, bow out his chest. You know the type of guy. He wasn't too bad, but he had the machismo. For some reason, I didn't get it. I didn't get the machismo and I didn't get the competitive streak. And I want to bring that up because it's important. When I'm on a ride like this and I'm out in a place like this, I'm not here to brag about what I'm doing or how far or how many watts or how many feet of climbing I've done. It might be interesting to you, but that's not really the point. The point is to get butts on bikes. I want you to get excited about getting on a bicycle, regardless of how far you're gonna ride, or what you're gonna do, how steep, how far, how near, it doesn't matter. It's just about getting on the bike. So, with that in mind, let's get back to this ride.
So the takeaway from all this is when things start to spiral out of control and your plan A goes from plan A to plan B, it's going to be fine. odds are you are going to walk away a better person after having a real adventure.